Speaking of draft night, I'm sure you watch the draft.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown gets traded. Takes one away from you guys' room. What kind of what's going through your mind when that happens?
I feel like Baltimore drafted me for a reason. They drafted me to be in this position. All respect due to him, and I'm gonna miss him just because he's my brother, but it was like it's my turn.
And it's intercepted by Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphrey is without a doubt in the conversation to be the best corner in football.
Sitting here live with Rashod Bateman, Minnesota Gopher, Baltimore Raven, Blue Devil back in high school. Happy to have this guy here. First round pick in the club. Happy to have this guy here. Thank you for coming in. How are you doing today?
Appreciate you having me.
I'm a little disappointed because yesterday I tried to get you on.
Yeah.
And you told me you had to get your outfit ready.
Yeah.
And then you come in sweats. But I wore jeans for the first time.
Right.
But my goal was to outdress you. And I know. First off, talk to me. What am I okay?
No, I already told you before the interview started. I approve. I definitely approve. 10 out of 10 for sure.
Okay.
I like the color contrast, and all. The jeans look pretty stretchy too.
Yeah, these are. I forgot honestly. But okay, we're gonna start on fashion since we're on that. I know you're a big fashion guy. We were talking a little bit earlier. Why? What is it about dress that feels? I know you have it to where it represents you. What about that kind of goes to your mind when you're going through that?
I just like being creative when it comes to it. Not even far as fashion. I just think about it as art. Like I think of colors. I like just putting colors together. It's not really about the brand or anything. I just like matching colors. But then if it looks good or not, it looks good. And obviously I couldn't afford clothes young, so now I'm gonna go crazy with it.
Crazy. I like that. I like that. So I think a lot of times when you think of, let's talk about game day. Some people think, what you wear doesn't matter. I'm always like, home games I'm pretty whatever, but away games I always like the more nicer wear.
Formal.
What's kind of do you have anything you think about when it comes to home away games?
Last year I think I was still learning the whole year of like how to travel and everything.
Okay.
But I think this year, away games, I'm feeling sweats, bro. Just cause, but it's still gonna be drip though.
Okay.
It's still gonna be drip.
Okay.
It ain't gonna be no regular, like it might be some gallery sweats or something.
Gallery sweats,
or something like that. But yeah, away games definitely.
Yeah, so I'm used to, what did you guys have to do in college? Did you guys have to wear like a suit or anything or no?
Suit, tie every game.
Yeah, so do we. So I kind of always just got in that mode, kind of liked it. But okay, so that's that. You in Georgia.
Yeah.
I know you ended up going to Minnesota.
Right.
And I was just looking at the map.
Yeah.
That's a far way away from Georgia.
Far.
How did that end up going out there?
Minnesota was the first Power 5 school to offer me a scholarship. Before that, I was committed to Georgia Southern Sunbelt School.
Okay.
Was never gonna catch the ball.
Yeah,
ever.
They still run. Okay,
Yeah, they still do. It's never gonna change. But I was committed there. Talked to Coach Fleck and them. Went to a camp. They offered me camp. I committed. They never seen Minnesota.
You committed on the spot?
Yeah, only because I like the colors. I like the colors of Minnesota, and I had a relationship with Fleck and Coach Simon, my position coach, and really that was it.
You like so I feel like I have to ask.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would say you like the color. Do you like purple and black, or is that?
I love purple and black.
Okay.
I love purple and black for sure.
Just need to make sure of that. Okay, so back to Minnesota though. So they were the first school that offered you Power 5, and how was that like? Because I don't even remember my first college offer, but
For real?
I don't really know who it was, but like, I don't even know how that process goes of just they say like, hey, I'm going to offer you a scholarship, and you're just like, I'm committing. Like, how does that work?
That's literally how it went.
That you
I did the camp at West Georgia. He took me into this room, me and my mom, and you had a good camp. I want to offer you a scholarship, and I committed right then. Like I didn't really know what to say. I literally asked him. I was like, how do I commit? Like, do I just say it? Do I sign a paper? And I committed right then. And then later in the year, all the other schools started coming in. ACC and SEC, but I just stayed committed to Minnesota.
Stay committed to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay, that's That's just how that works. And so it gets pretty cold there. So coming to Baltimore is really how because I know the South ain't that cold.
No.
How is it adjusting to that weather?
Definitely tough. When I went on my official visit, they was like, we got these underground tunnels connected to class, and no.
So you were good.
No.
No.
Nah. It was like my freshman year, 2018. It was like one of the coldest ever in Minnesota. It was like -20s.
Whoa.
-20s.
Okay.
But class
-20.
was still going.
So y'all never got a snow day.
No.
Yeah, in Alabama.
Not that I remember.
In Alabama, we get. I mean, I don't know how Georgia is, but
Y'all get rain days, and
we get half an inch, 2 inches. It's over with.
now we trucking. And there's like 3 different parts of campus: East Bank, West Bank, and St. Paul.
So it's a big campus.
Oh, sometimes you have to Uber to class.
Uber to class.
Uber. Like sometimes your class might be in a different city. Like St. Paul and Minneapolis, those are 2 different cities.
Okay, so very large campus.
Very,
Okay.
very.
I can't relate. I cannot relate. But I had a moped that I got a lot of tickets for. 'Cause I used to moped to class. But if it was snowing and ice, I don't know how that would have worked.
Did you pay those?
I actually I had to because I got a boot on my moped. And I said, I'm not paying for this boot. So I just picked the moped up, put it in my car, but then I put it on social media. And then, my dad got good ties to the university. Then I had to.
Caught.
I got caught.
Yeah.
And I was cool with the parking lady, Miss Gwen. I don't know if she's still there. Basically, I had to pay it. But if it weren't for my dad, I would still be in debt to the university.
For sure.
But
For sure.
all right, go to Minnesota. You then go on to Baltimore. You get drafted. I think it's always interesting to talk about, to hear people's draft stories, what they thought pre-draft, what's kind of going through your mind. I think every player thinks they're going to go higher than what they end up going usually. But what's going through your mind on draft day?
What's crazy is I think I went earlier than what I thought. Can I say who I think that was going to be?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I feel like I was going to go to Green Bay.
Green Bay.
I was on the phone with Green Bay all day, the whole day. And I'm pretty sure Green Bay had the pick after us or the 2 picks after us or something like that. And I was actually asleep on draft day. Like I haven't heard my name called. And I was picked 27.
Wait.
Yeah.
How are you asleep? You was in the first round. What pick were you?
27.
Okay.
And I woke up at the 25th pick.
Who woke you up?
My brother, just randomly. I was on my brother's bed, just sleep, chilling. I ain't heard my name called. And I wake up, he wake me up at 25th pick, and
why did he wake you? What made him?
I don't know. Everybody was just vibing. My whole family's there. They was there for me, and I'm asleep. So everybody was like, man, come vibe. Your name's gonna get called eventually. Everybody trying to cheer me up and things like that. But yeah.
Oh, you was down.
I was down.
I thought you said you got picked earlier than what you thought.
For sure.
But so why were you down?
Cause I was just down.
Oh,
It's the NFL draft. Like that's you're like. Well, for me, I'm sitting here and say it.
You feel like you were better than guys getting
I'm
taken
better
in front
than
of you.
I'm better than the receivers that was taken before me. At least I think I'm better than the receivers taken before me for sure.
Okay, so you say you had your draft party at your house.
Yeah.
You get the phone call. Who called you? Who's talking to you when you pick up the phone? EDC. It's crazy because I don't really even, I don't know if they recorded my call. I don't know if they recorded yours. Like I want to look back.
Mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw mine because I don't even remember what he was saying exactly. What did they say in yours?
All I remember is, what do you think he said?
I don't know. I got a call from Ozzy. I don't know how EDC does his little call.
So how do you feel about playing with Lamar Jackson?
Ooh. How do you feel about playing with Lamar Jackson?
I'm lit.
Now that you're on the.
I'm lit.
Well, how do you feel playing with Lamar Jackson when he asked you that? How did you feel then compared to how do you feel now?
For me, then it was like a dream come true, just because I was going to the NFL and I knew you, I knew Lamar, so I'm like, I'm playing with dudes, and now that I'm here, the perspective has changed because I don't know what it is about the Ravens, bro. We get a lot of slander, whether we hurt or not, and like Lamar gets a lot of slander, whether he hurt or not, whether he's producing or not. So being on his team now is definitely even more special because I don't feel like he get a lot of respect, and I want bro to win the Super Bowl for sure.
So you like the underdog role.
Yeah, because that's what I've been all my life for sure.
Yeah, same. I think Lamar gets a lot of slander, but I think it's he don't really care. So
No, he don't care.
I like that.
And that's what I like about him too. Bro, do not care.
Yeah,
He do not
he
care.
definitely does not care. All right, so
Yeah.
who's besides Lamar? What do you think about when you're like, all right, Baltimore just drafted me? Like, because I know I was like, all I see you were from Minnesota. I was like, dang, it's pretty cold in Baltimore. That's all
Y'all
I
don't know
really
what's
thought
crazy? And I still got the messages because I sent it to my agent about 2 weeks ago. The day before the draft, I sent him screenshots of houses in Baltimore because for some reason, like I have the screenshots, I probably could pull it up. Like I have the screenshot of me looking at houses in Baltimore, not knowing that I was gonna go here. But like I thought I was going to Green Bay.
So why were you looking at Baltimore?
I don't know. Because it was around the same time. So
Oh,
I'm
okay,
like,
so they were-
I'm like, maybe I'm going here. Like, I'm sorry, but like I wasn't looking up houses in Green Bay. Like I had just come from the Midwest. I did not want to live there. Done.
So you were looking. Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't. Okay. And then you end up going to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Man, that's it. Did you find any good houses before, or did you end up not doing that?
I found a house here. I just feel like housing here is very different.
It is.
The lifestyle. So I did find a house here that I'm renting, but it all worked out.
It all worked out. Okay, so you get here, did the team visit, I'm sure. Did you do anything in the set? Did you do the thing with the stadium with the fans or no?
No, nah. I think COVID still was in the air.
Were you were.
I wasn't COVID, but I was kind of COVID. Like I didn't have a combine. We didn't have a combine. My class, we didn't have a combine.
Oh man, so
We only had pro day.
Okay, so the Ravens fans are great. Tell me your first, because I think when I first got here, I went to the stadium and did the Ravens Fest thing.
See, I didn't do that. And I just went to M&T Bank Stadium draft night. Like, this is the first time I was able to like interact with the Baltimore fans, me personally, because of everything.
Okay.
And they were lit.
Yeah,
They was
Talk
lit.
to me about the flock, because now I don't know how Minnesota fans are. I don't know if they're.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Minnesota, but Minnesota is not football. Like it's
Football,
not.
okay.
It's not football. But more so down here, NFL obviously is bigger. But the night that we played, and I wasn't even playing. Night that we played the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I don't even know. I probably couldn't even like walk then, but I wanted to like play.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, there's a couple games.
Colts.
Just
Just because it was night, and the jerseys was black, and they did the lights, like they did something crazy with the light.
the
Lights
yeah.
at night. But the fans, incredible. Like you can't they go crazy.
Yeah,
They do.
the night games are great. We played the probably just the most energy I felt in that stadium since I've been here was when we played Brady. I don't know what year that was, and
It was crazy.
they be even driving in. I'm just like, dang, it's like
Yeah.
it just felt different.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Winning that game, so it was crazy. Okay. Speaking of draft night, you come here, you join a wide receiver core, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews. A couple weeks ago, I'm sure you watched the draft.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown gets traded. Takes one away from you guys' room. What kind of what's going through your mind when that happens? I know we all love our teammates. We all want them to stay. I hate to see guys go, but it is the nature of the game. But what's kind of going through your mind when you see that happen?
All respect due to him, and I'm gonna miss him just because he's my brother. But it was like it's my time. I feel like Baltimore drafted me for a reason. They drafted me to be in this position, and for me, this like all I've been waiting on is the opportunity. I know what I'm capable of. I feel like the Ravens organization know what I'm capable of. So I'm just excited to go out and finally show it to the fans, and especially to my teammates for sure.
So you feel like when he leaves that, because you hit me up, and I felt like I'm thinking, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm feeling like you're kind of like, who leads that room? Like, who leads that room now?
Yeah. I hit up a couple players. I even hit up James. I was like, bro, I'm going to need help leading this room. Because, like, year one for me, I went through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, dealing with an injury. So I'm like, how do you really do this? And then I just watch how everybody else handle it, and it's really, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
It ain't really like no talking or be about it. And I think that's where I get my leadership from. You don't talk much. You don't tell people like what you're doing, but you be here working when nobody else is working. And you don't even know I see that. Like I be seeing that. You know what I'm saying? And James be here seeing that. You know, that stuff that motivates me. And like, I don't even know if y'all know that pay off, but it do pay off for real.
So you talked about injuries.
Yeah.
So I think you both have a unique. When I first got drafted, I got hurt a muscle in training camp, and so I missed all the preseason games except the last one. Talk to me about. I don't know if you know our wide receiver struggles in the past, but
I do. Trust me.
So talk to me about having that injury, and kind of just. It sucks when you get drafted and you're so excited, you get hurt, and you kind of got to watch from the sideline.
I've never felt like more of a completed receiver, like during that time before I got hurt. So when I got hurt, it was like, dang. And then for me, I felt like I had, let my teammates down. I had let, the Ravens organization down because when guys drafted me, they expected me to come in and do those things. And, bro, I like to live up to my expectations, no matter who it's coming from. So going through the injury and going down during that time, and I just knew that we as a team had talked about Super Bowl, and we all knew that if it wasn't for the injuries or anything, we would have been in the Super Bowl last year. I don't care what nobody say. Like, I think we honestly would have been in the Super Bowl. So going through that in that time, I just felt like I let the team down.
So I only asked because I related to myself.
Yeah.
I know when I got hurt, I'm walking around the building. I missed the first preseason game, missed the second preseason game, missed the third preseason game. And I'm like, no one's saying anything to me necessarily.
Oh, yeah, because it was 4 preseason games back then, huh?
It was 4 back then.
4.
Guys, I'm feeling like
You getting old, huh?
Old, man,
yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so I remember being like, dang, like I'm almost feeling like I'm hearing something. Like I'm almost feeling like, when you're a first rounder, there's an expectation.
Yeah.
That that's something I wanted to get to also.
For sure.
And I'm almost like, man, I feel like people really doubting if I can play the game. Did you ever feel that way as you were going through that?
For sure, because nobody, like, even you, I know you're probably like, I wonder what he's up to. You're a DB, I'm a receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Like, can this guy play?
I wonder if he could actually play. And, I wondered the same thing about you guys. So coming in during that time, nobody had really seen me play. Nobody had really seen me practice. And I feel like I had a very good training camp. But after that, practice only gets you, so far, especially when you're practicing your teammates. At that point, you're just crafting to get each other getting better. But going out against somebody else, improving it, I really never had the opportunity to do that. And not even prove it to not even just my teammates or anybody, but to myself. But I think I showed flashes last year. I proved it to myself that I could play in this league. Now I feel like I need to go prove it to everybody else.
Proving it to everybody else. When you think of, I think it's very interesting what everybody has. Everybody has a different gauge of successful and not successful.
Yeah.
I think, some people's, my dad's in the past been like, you had a good game, son. And I'm like, I didn't feel like I had a good game.
Right.
What is, I know you can't control how many catches you have.
Yeah.
What is a good game to you to where you felt like, man, I know I did my job. I know you can't control everything. You want it all to work. But what is I had a good game here. What kind of that?
I think I be making myself mad because you play good and you're like, I could have played way better.
Yeah.
Like way better. Like I think about it now, it was like the Cleveland game was my first 400-yard game. And then I look back at that game, I'm like, I could have played way better. So I just think always keeping the expectation of playing, of doing more and wanting more, never being satisfied. Because I just feel like if I get complacent, then I get stuck in that spot. So I never want to get stuck in that same spot. So being able to have that mindset and just to keep trucking and keep going, that's what has got me to where I am right now.
So talk to me about what's kind of going through your mind as when you get on the field. Like as a wide receiver, I think what makes the craziest thing about football is everybody's got talent. Everybody can run fast, do this, but it's little things that make a good guy go from good to great. What's kind of your mindset when you line up, scan the defense, looking inside for the ball? What's going through your mind? Especially when you know the ball's coming. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about when you know the ball's. This is my play. We practice this all week. The ball's supposed to come to me if I do my job. What's going through your mind?
As a receiver, my mindset is to not let anybody touch me. You know, the receiver.
You be doing that.
You know the receiver. You know, receivers are the pretty boys and they don't like to get touched. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to get touched, and I feel like if the DB can't touch me, that means I'm open. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
If I got the ball in my hands and nobody's touching me, that means nobody's around me. I'm open. So whatever it is for me to be able to create no one around me or to just be there by myself or just empty space, I feel like that's what made me a complete receiver. And that goes from route running, foot brake, just ball in your hand, all that.
Did you ever model, if you had a player you think you modeled your game after, or did you have a guy that you modeled game after, anybody you looked up to when you were younger?
I never really modeled my game after anybody. I just looked up to somebody. And I just feel like, obviously, Odell Beckham was my era of receivers to look up to. I feel like he changed the game in areas all around, you know what I'm saying, as far as fashion and as far as swag on and off the field and things like that. But now, like, now that I'm in the NFL, like, the one guy that I study is Devontae Adams. I ain't got no choice.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
It's very hard to put hands on him.
Yeah, it's very hard to put hands on him.
It's very hard to put hands on him. It is. I was a rookie. Luckily we had, I don't know who was playing quarterback, but it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. But they had, it was.
Oh, no, what do you mean it wasn't Aaron Rodgers?
He was hurt or something.
Okay.
So I was a rookie year. I just remember I lined up, and he ran a slant. Like by the time I just like opened my eyes, he was
gone.
He was like 5 yards
gone.
inside,
He was
and
gone.
luckily I had some help in there, and they tackled him. But
when you watch his tape, it's like he does the most simple stuff to get open.
he does
But then it's like
he's just
he does it so well. He does it so well.
yeah. I don't. He's
that.
yeah.
Yeah, he's that. He's good.
He's definitely that. Okay, so Devontae Adams. Then, so you looked up to, so when you were a kid, like when you were young, it was Odell, but I'm not that old. You ain't that.
No, I ain't. No, I wouldn't say.
Okay, that was football.
Yeah, young.
Yes.
I don't want to tell y'all because I might get in trouble.
But we can edit it. Come on, let's go. Who is it?
Heinz Ward.
Heinz Ward.
Yeah.
Man. They might. He was a very aggressive guy.
Heinz Ward and Santonio Holmes.
Heinz Ward. Why those? Why those? I mean, there's not really a why, but there were. But why? Why is your perspective from there? I mean,
I'm gonna get in trouble again.
Just go. You might as well. You already committed. You've already committed.
Because I grew up a Pittsburgh fan. It was inherited from my father.
All right. Okay. Tell me why the father. He just was a Pittsburgh fan.
He was just a Pittsburgh fan.
So you wanted to go to the Steelers?
The first. No.
Okay. All right. You're good.
You're
good.
I think at a certain point that changed because there was one point where I didn't give no crap about the Steelers. But growing up, it was the Steelers. Yeah. We might have to edit that out. For real.
Steelers.
For real.
What's something about the NFL that surprised you? Like something you thought would happen, but it just didn't go that way. Like when I got here, I guess what kind of surprised, like just from the day-to-day schedule, I was kind of surprised that it was like, I guess I didn't know how it would be. I didn't really have an expectation, but I was surprised. It was like, it reminded me of like a 9 to 5. Like you get here, you have breakfast, then you go to a special teams meeting, but like all the slots are just filled with like meetings and then football in the middle and then lunch and then that's what surprised me.
I'm glad you said that because that is what surprised me because going from college to NFL, a lot of players think, I ain't got school no more, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have school no more, so I better go to practice, do my film, and I can just chill the rest of the day. Nah. But I love it, though. because that's all I do got. I ain't got to go to class. I ain't got to do none of that. But that's definitely, definitely 9 to 5, sometimes 9 to 10.
Yeah, that training camp gets crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what surprised me the most. I was just like, you know, people, because oftentimes I talk to people and they're like, oh, how was football today? Like, I'm like, yeah, we did practice, but like,
I just got done. Like,
Yeah,
I practiced this morning.
yeah, right in the morning, like we did meeting. Like,
meeting.
it's hard for people to really understand that, but it's just like a.
That's crazy. I asked my friends, I was like, what do y'all think I do? They was like, practice, meet, go home. I'm like, so how long do y'all think that I practice for? And they was like, they was assuming that I practice like for like majority of the time that I'm at the facility.
Exactly.
I'm like, practicing is a small portion.
Of all
Probably the smallest.
Yeah.
Probably the smallest portion of like what we do at the facility. Other than that, it's just stuff.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what surprised me. All right, so off the field, you got 5 days to go wherever and have ideal days of just perfect scenario days. Where are you going, and what's kind of some of the things you might be doing?
California.
California. L.A.?
L.A.
L.A.
Los Angeles.
What part of L.A.?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
God, you remind me of my sister, man. She's from Alabama. She moves to L.A. For a couple months, and now I think if you ask her where she's from, she might say L.A.
I've only been like maybe 3-4 times.
And you just, the weather's great.
The weather's great, and I've never really seen that side of the world. So every time I go over there, it's like I'm out of the country because I don't even got a passport.
You don't have a passport?
I don't have a passport.
I think
But the reason why I don't have a passport because I'm like, why would I go out the country? I've barely been to the States. Like I've never been to New York.
You've never been to New York?
I've never been to New York.
New York is, I like New York. It's very.
Bro, you be everywhere.
Because that's what you got to do.
You be everywhere.
You got to put your work in, off season, put the work in during the week, go take a trip, boom, got to see the state. But, all right, so what are you doing in L.A.? Shopping? What?
It's just vibes. Just vibes. It's not even about shopping. It's just vibes. In my life, that's what I want to surround myself with. It's just good vibes. I feel like if I go back home, South Georgia, you got Nats and this and that. And from my hometown, we ain't got much. We got Arby's, we got Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's. Like we got the normal. And just being able to go somewhere else and go outside and try something new, see more life. And LA is a very inspiring place.
So your ideal day is just the vibes. I do understand what that means in LA because there's just a lot of there's a lot of that. I think. Okay, so.
That's all life is.
When the vibe is off with you.
Everything is off.
When the vibe is off with you, what do you do to get back?
It is and create my own vibe.
Create your own vibe.
Create my own vibe.
How do you create your own vibe?
Go get something to eat.
Food gives you the vibe?
Food. Come on. Food don't give you a vibe? Food gives him a vibe.
I eat a lot. I eat everywhere. I eat whatever. But I don't know if it gives
Food give me a vibe.
Are you solo eating?
Nah. And that's another thing. I like having my people around me.
Your people?
Like my boys from back home or my teammates. I think the people around you definitely bring the vibes.
So,
and if you bring a negative vibes, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
So you cut through it. So the vibe is okay.
For everybody.
So the vibe is off. It's
off.
Done deal.
It's off.
Okay.
I'm gonna need that clip.
Since I know we're all about. I know we play a strenuous game that puts a lot of. You do all the preparing for one game, win or lose. You might play bad. You might be down from something in life. How do you get your mental state back? Because one thing that surprised me about the NFL too is when you lose, you don't really have time to really there's no time to really dwell on anything. You really gotta, you lose, I usually do 24 hours whether we won or lost.
It's almost not even like a lose. It's like a.
Yeah, you gotta fix it and then you gotta move on.
Like whatever game we lost last year, whatever the next team was, that's what I was thinking about, like right in the locker room.
Yeah.
Because ain't nothing you can. Because we only practice how many times in a week?
3.
Maybe 3. and everything else is mental.
So how do you get your mentals back? Not only from a loss football wise, but just in life. I know we all go through hardships in life. How do you get your mentals back?
I just feel like having an understanding of where I need to be and where I need to go, and never losing sight of that. I feel like I got people around me to constantly remind me of that. So being able to just lock in at all times. You know, in our profession, I feel like everybody around us understand that. I feel like that's why all of us are able to do what we do, being able to lock in and do things like that. But I don't have anything in particular that locks me, anything like that. I just feel like it's kind of already understood.
Understood. Okay. 20 years from now. So there's a possible Rashod Bateman line of clothing coming out?
Definitely Rashod Bateman clothing line coming. Definitely coming this fall, this year.
Okay.
And later in life, I'm gonna have a real fashion brand. That's different. You know what I'm saying? You can wear it out.
Are you gonna like hook us up like Channel 3 and?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Me and Channel 3 go collab.
Wait, how you said that?
Collab.
Collab?
Collab with a K.
Am I saying? Oh, that's slang.
Slang.
Okay, I used to
South Georgia.
I used to just do English.
South
the
Georgia.
normal English. I guess I'm a little too proper for the collab. Okay. I think this is the last question.
You think so? It's cool. Having a good time, man. Look, good combo.
You look back. Let's say you play for 12 years. Great number. Play for 12 years. You come here, do your retirement thing. Boom, boom. You look back on your career. What does a successful career look like to Rashod Bateman?
The impact that I left on the community, whether it's with Baltimore or anybody else, you know, I would love all of it to be here with Baltimore. But that's what matters to me. That's what always mattered to me is the impact that I leave on people and like my relationships. That's why I say if you're not vibing, you got to go, because the people I surround myself with, that's like, they're them, but like that's also me as well. So, yeah.
It's all about the impact.
All about the impact.
So you walk in a room, how can I impact this room?
Exactly. Like
Your vibe's got to be right too.
Your vibe. Like I feel like every day I walk in here, my vibe should be good. And I feel like last year I caught myself in a time, because I was hurt and going through stuff, my vibe just wasn't there.
Vibe wasn't there.
It wasn't there. And my vibe affected people around me.
Oh.
And that's what I can't have.
And now you got to be the vibe setter.
Exactly. And I'm the vibe setter.
Okay, Rashod Bateman.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming in, baby.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. So you remember back in training camp, we was going head to head at M&T Bank Stadium. You remember?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of stadiums, there's a lot of practices in there.
Okay. I think that's when I realized I was able to play football. Caught a touchdown against a very elite defender.
Marcus?
Huh?
Who? I'm trying to figure out.
Start with an M, but it wasn't Marcus.
I didn't finish the rest of practice though. So we always, of course, when a draft pick comes, I always go to my DB coach, Coach Chris. And he's like, I'm like, yo, tell me, what's up with this Minnesota guy? Like, do quick, man. I'm like, okay, like, so I lined up in front of the dude. Is you. Like, crap, man. I think this is gonna be all right. So you passed the approval. That was way back in OTAs, because as I just assessed all of our receivers, and I look at like who we're gonna play.
Yeah.
The quickest guy was you, and when you got hurt last year in training camp, I'm like, that's gonna take away key reps from me in training camp. So
yeah, I feel that.
It's gonna be a lot of battles.
A lot of battles.
I'm excited for that.
Me too, my boy. Appreciate you.